Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois is widely considered to be one of the best Six Flags parks in the Six Flags chain, and I could not agree more. I had an amazing time at this park experiencing all 15 of their roller coasters. Well, not all 15, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, I just had an amazing time at this park. I figured it has a great atmosphere, a great lineup of coasters, and personally, this is the best Six Flags experience that I have had. And a lot of times I do not have good experiences at Six Flags parks. But this was not the case. This was a great experience. So in today's video, I am going to be ranking the 15 coasters at Six Flags Great America. However, there's one coaster I did not get to experience, and that was Demon, an aerodynamics looping coaster that was closed all day, so I'll be ranking 14 of their coasters. Coming in the 14th spot is Sprocket Rockets, and this is a Vekoma Junior coaster, so the kiddie coaster in the park. Has a height of 27 feet, speed of 21 miles per hour, so obviously this is going to be in last place because it is the kiddie coaster, but this is really in the middle of being a kiddie coaster and a family coaster because it's not like the tiniest thing ever, like the cloned Zamperla kiddie coasters, not that small. So really, an adult could get this credit if you really wanted to. You're not going to have any problem. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say for Sprocket Rockets. Coming in at number 13 is Little Dipper, and this is the park's small wooden coaster, like really small wooden coaster. This is basically a PTC kiddie coaster because it has that height. It's really on the edge. Just like Sprocket Rockets, it's on the edge of being a kiddie coaster or a family coaster. And again, this is just going to be a one and done, really. If you come to the park, you get this credit. You're not going to have any problem riding it. It's not rough because it did open in 2010, so it's really a dud. It's very bland. It's for families and kids. Now we're getting into the larger coasters. Coming in at number 12 is Viper. And this is a wooden coaster that was built in-house by Six Flags that uses PTC coaster trains. So I'm just going to call this a PTC wooden coaster. It has a height of 100 feet, a speed of 50 miles per hour, and a track length of 3,458 feet. And a lot of people are going to be confused right now as to why it's at number 12 spot, because I know that there are a lot of people that love Viper, but I had a very bad ride on Viper. Now, I was in a wheel seat close to the back row, so it was unpleasant. I did not like this ride at all. It was super rough, jackhammering, and I know a lot of people do not have that experience on Viper. I did. I hated this ride so much. And the reason it's not any lower is because it's a larger coaster, and it does offer a few airtime moments, whereas the two kiddie coasters, or family coasters, whatever you want to call them, they do not have airtime. So this is more intense, but it is far, far rougher. Taking the number 11 spot is Dark Knight. Now this is a cloned Mack Rides Wild Mouse, the typical Mack Rides Wild Mouse, but this one is indoors, and it is themed to Gotham City and the Dark Knight, and I actually really like this Wild Mouse. I usually hate the Wild Mouses I ride, but that is not the case with Dark Knight. I actually prefer this one over the one at Great Adventure because those are two clones, and this one it's very fun. It has great theming, and overall is a great ride because you can't see the bland layout while you're in the dark with all the theming. It's really all closed in, and I just like how they did this indoor Wild Mouse. So this isn't my favorite Wild Mouse, but it is definitely one of my favorites. Starting the top 10 countdown with Whizzer. This is a Schwarzkopf Jumbo Jet. So this is actually a very unique coaster. I have not ridden a coaster like this at all, other than Whizzer. So there's probably not many of these out there. It is a pretty old coaster, opening in 1976. Schwarzkopf Jumbo Jet. So Schwarzkopf went out of business a while ago, so all of their coasters are pretty old school. But this is a very fun ride. It's not super intense because it is a family coaster, but it literally just has a seatbelt as a restraint. There's no lap bar, no over-the-shoulder restraint, not even a buzz bar, just seat belts. So that is pretty crazy. Just goes to show that this is not a super intense ride. Not really any airtime on this coaster. It's mainly just a bunch of helixes. And this coaster has trains that are very similar to bobsled coaster trains in a way. That's at least how I think about the trains. I feel like they kind of resemble the bobsled trains without actually being on a bobsled coaster. So anyways, this is just a very fun ride with a bunch of helixes and not too intense of a drop. It literally has like a 20-degree drop. Taking the number 9 spot is Joker, an SNS free spin. Now this is so typical Six Flags. A lot of Six Flags, no, mostly every Six Flags park has an SNS free spin. Now if you've not been on an SNS free spin, you don't know what I'm talking about, but basically Six Flags loves to clone these coasters, put them in all of their parks. It's basically just the same ride everywhere, and it's a GP magnet. Literally, these rides can sometimes get the longest lines in the entire park. But if you don't know what an SNS free spin is, it's basically just a coaster with 2 seats on each side of the track and 2 cars that are connected, and these seats spin on a 360-degree axis, so you will flip. So, pretty basic coaster design. Coming in at number 8 is American Eagle. This is an Intamin wooden dueling coaster, so you don't see this often. The Intamin wooden coasters you've seen are prefabricated wooden coasters. This is not one of those. Now, when I visited Six Flags Great America, I was not able to experience the blue side of this coaster because the dueling coasters, as you guys know, have 2 sides because it's 2 trains, 2 tracks dueling each other. And this is actually 2 different credits. So if you go to a park and you see 2 sides on a wooden coaster, or any coaster for that matter, it's likely 2 credits because it is a dueling coaster. But besides that, this is a great wooden coaster. Really surprised me. It is pretty rough, but it has great airtime moments. Now there are some dull moments, like that massive helix. That massive helix is so pointless. Literally delivers no forces, some laterals, but it is very rough. But after that helix, it gets pretty intense. There are some great airtime moments. If you have a lot of room, go to the back row on a wheel seat, you will not be disappointed. However, it is rough, so you're going to want to brace for it. But that roughness and that jankiness, the jackhammering, literally gives great airtime. Now here's a good coaster, Batman the Ride at number 7. And I'm not normally saying this. The Batman clones manufactured by B&M, the inverted coaster clones, are terrible. But this one, no. This is a really good ride. Very smooth, no headbanging. Now, these Batman inverted coaster clones have been around for a while now, and they've been known to give terrible headbanging, be very rough, but all of them being very intense. And this is one of the few of them that I enjoyed. This was very smooth, no headbanging, and was just the pure intensity. It has the same layout as all the other ones, which is just the drop, the loop, the zero-G roll, another loop, a few helixes, and then corkscrews. And I think that is a pretty solid layout, but it was just not executed well on all the other Batman clones. But this one, executed flawlessly. Very, very fun and intense ride. Just outside of the top 5 is Superman Ultimate Flight. This is a B&M flying coaster, a cloned B&M flying coaster. There are 2 other Superman Ultimate Flights at the Six Flags parks, one at Six Flags Over Georgia, and the other one at Six Flags Great Adventure. And I think this one is right in the middle. I think the best one is the one at Six Flags Over Georgia, and the worst one at Six Flags Great Adventure. This is a fun clone. It's not super intense, other than that pretzel loop, which delivers some great forces at the bottom of that loop. You will be graying out because you're on your back, all the force is going straight to your head. It's very fun, and fun is the correct word to describe this coaster. Other than that pretzel loop, most of this coaster is just fun. It's supposed to resemble flying like Superman through the sky. You have all these turns high in the sky, not super high, but you have mainly just a bunch of weak turns, but these are fun turns because you're in a flying position. It also doesn't have as steep of a drop as other flying coasters, but I think that's okay. This is supposed to be a tamer ride. And it's not just super tame, it's just a fun coaster to experience. So if you go to Six Flags Great America, definitely make sure to ride Superman Ultimate Flight, especially if you haven't been on a flying coaster before, because it is very, very fun. Beginning the top 5 at Six Flags Great America is the Flash Vertical Velocity. This is an intimate impulse coaster with a height of 185 feet, speed of 70 miles per hour, and a length of 630 feet. And I've been on 2 other impulse coasters. I've been on the one at Dorney Park, which is Possessed, and then I've been on a defunct one, which was at Cedar Point, Wicked Twister. And I still think that Wicked Twister is the best intimate impulse coaster, even now that it's gone, at least from what I've been on. And then Possessed coming in at second, but the best current intimate impulse coaster that I've been on. And then the worst one being the Flash Vertical Velocity. I feel like this has a little bit of a rattle. The launches don't feel as punchy as Possessed and Wicked Twister, but it is a fun ride, especially in the back row, going up that vertical spike. You're just facing straight down. You just go all the way up the spike, then all the way back down. I just love vertical spikes in general. They're just very fun elements. Number 4 is XFlight, which is a B&M wing coaster with a height of 120 feet, speed of 55 miles per hour, length of 3,000 feet. I think this is the worst B&M wing coaster that I've been on. I've been on 4 B&M wing coasters. I've been on this, Gatekeeper, Thunderbird, and Wild Eagle. And this is definitely the worst one. It has a very strong rattle, and it's bland. I personally think this is bland. It doesn't really have the best elements. It's not super intense. My current favorite wing coaster is Gatekeeper at Cedar Point. This definitely is not even close to being as good as that. This is rough. I just find this to be rough and bland. That's really just the words I can describe for XFlight, but nonetheless, it is a good wing coaster. Wing coasters are very fun. This is a very good coaster to have in the Six Flags Great America lineup. It really adds variety because there are no wing coasters at Six Flags parks other than Six Flags Great America. So I think that this is pretty unique and is a great fit for the park. And this is a fun coaster. Just sit on an inside seat. Coming in at number 3 is Goliath. This is an RMC topper track wooden coaster, standing at a height of 165 feet, speed of 72 miles per hour. This ride may be short, but it truly packs a punch. Now, I've not had the best experience with topper track wooden coasters. They've been very rough, a lot of jackhammering, so I've not really enjoyed most of them, and Charlie definitely agrees with me. In fact, Charlie has a harsher take on this. But Goliath, for the most part, is pretty smooth. It has great airtime, great pacing, a great drop, very fantastic drop. Just overall, this is a fantastic coaster to have at Six Flags Great America. In the number 2 spot is Max Force. This is an S&S compressed air launch coaster. This is so intense. This is one of the most intense launches in the world, taking you from 0 to 78 miles per hour in 1.8 seconds. That is insane. If anyone says that that's not insane, you are wrong, because it is. This is the highest acceleration on any launch coaster in the country. It is crazy. You will literally be pushed into your seat on this launch. In fact, some of my friends have actually told me that their back has hurt after they have rode, that they literally cracked their back while they were riding. And no, guys, this is not a dangerous coaster, so you have nothing to worry about. But that just shows you how intense this launch is. It's crazy. And coming in at number 1 is Raging Bull. This is a B&M hypercoaster with a height of 202 feet, a speed of 73 miles per hour. And a lot of people give this coaster crap. A lot of people say it's mid, it's bad, but I could not disagree more. This is a fantastic B&M Hyper. It has an amazing drop. It literally gives ejector airtime on that drop, which I was not expecting at all. Now, of course, you need to be in the back row to get this. Also get a ton of room, if possible. But if you get all of that, it is going to be a fantastic ride. There's airtime around every corner. It is so good. That trim on the first Camelback, when I visited, it was not hitting at all. So that first Camelback was also giving ejector airtime, or flowjector, however you want to say it. The point is, this is not a mid-coaster, and this easily deserves the #1 spot at Six Flags Great America. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's ranking video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. If you're watching this video, you likely love roller coasters. I love roller coasters too. Charlie loves roller coasters. The whole Coaster Brothers crew enjoys riding roller coasters. So make sure to share this video with other people who love roller coasters. Check out our Instagram account where you can see photos and reels of roller coasters. And again, definitely subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, more ranking videos of parks, I've been to over 60 amusement parks. So let us know down in the comments what park you would like me to rank the coasters at next. And as always, guys, stay on the thrill side of life.